husband's childhood best friend made explicit AI images of me.
That is bad.
My husband, 28 male, has been best friends with this guy, 28 male, since childhood. They grew up down the street from each other. I, 28 female, have been with my husband for 8 years, and I've known this friend the entire time.
Well, I gotta say, if they grew up down the street from each other, he gets an unlimited lifetime pass. Doesn't matter how many felonies he commits against your wife, that's a rider for life. That's what they say. And I'm being facetious.
Fascist.
No.
I'm being fascist.
I'm being
Dakota.
This is secret. It's not. This is Secret Stream.
I'm being
Facetious. This guy is just. That is a crime. He should be prosecuted.
Okay. A few nights ago, the friend's girlfriend called my husband and told him she went through his phone and found a large amount of AI-generated porn, including content made of me. Oh, no! Yikes, that's disgusting.
I mean, in a way, it's flattering.
No.
In a terrible, horrible way.
I don't think so.
In a terrible, horrific way you'd never wish upon anyone.
By the way, this comes from Equivalent Print 8278, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Savannah.
I'm Dakota.
And I'm Vincent.
And we're here to give some good advice goofily, but we don't have all of your answers. We would only let you know what we would do in this situation, so you should let us know what you would do down in the comments, because I actually read through them like all night. As OP says, I didn't find out until the next morning. My husband showed me a screen recording she sent. That is the girlfriend of the guy.
Yes.
He had taken photos directly from my Instagram and turned them into explicit clips. I felt completely sick. Ew, that's weird.
Is it?
I asked my husband to take me to his house so I could delete everything. We picked up the girlfriend and went together. When we got there, he refused to come out. He made fake puking noises and slid his phone under the door instead of facing us. That's crazy.
They might not have even been fake. He might be so stressed out that he's been caught that he's just like... He's like... Crazy. You disappear in the middle of the night. And also, yeah, this is a crime. I'm pretty sure they've made this a crime now. This is crime. Crime 101.
I went through his phone and deleted everything I could find. There were 20 or more images and videos of me, but also his mom. His sisters, including one, is visibly... What? His
Whoa. Run that back.
Yeah.
Okay.
What did that just say?
There were 20 or more images and videos of me, but also his mom, his sisters, including one who is visibly pregnant, his girlfriend, and other women.
Jail. Jail. So make a brand new jail just for this guy.
Yeah.
Make a jail for him, please.
Not his mom and his sister who's pregnant. That is nasty as...
Jail. Super jail. Jail. New jail.
So gross.
Jail. Air jail.
What?
Sky jail.
Launched into the sun.
Just straight. Yeah, let's do that. Yes, back into the sun with you. For all my folks who've been here a minute, we used to have a system, and I believe this is worthy of getting thrown all the way out of the solar system, through the Oort cloud into a black hole. The black hole spaghettifies you. That black hole leads to the pit of Tartarus, where James Gandolfini's spirit resides, watching over the spirit pigs, where they will then eat you, eat the spaghetti. You will be eaten by James Gandolfini's spirit pigs, never to be seen again. Oh my God.
This is beyond vile.
Nasty. We deleted everything from his phone, cloud storage, and camera roll. Now I feel extremely violated. Looking back, there were red flags. He would push conversations towards my spicy sleep life, ask inappropriate questions, and even suggested I should sleep with other men. When he briefly lived with us, I thought I saw him peeking into our bedroom while I was changing, but I never told my husband because I didn't want to damage their friendship. Okay, so this guy is a literal freak. Ew.
I don't know. This is like, we need a new like island of the lepers. Like this is this guy needs to go. This guy's gotta go. He's gotta go.
It's so nasty.
Oh my God, Freud would be salivating at the chance to figure out what was making this guy tick.
Freud would be like, hey, let him cook.
I love if Freud and Benjamin Franklin had access to generative AI, they would just be they would get nothing. They would just do nothing. They would just do nothing except what this guy's doing, probably.
Just like, bring back the founding fathers, like bring back your heroes, show them generative AI, and just see how just children. they
Yeah, I
are.
think the big joke is that Ben Franklin would just be a really degenerate, like, fedora, neckbeard, Discord mod for, like, like a niche game. Yeah.
I'm going back to the story.
Anyway, sorry, yeah. It's a
Now.
secret stream. We're getting crazy in here.
Now my husband wants to completely cut him off. I support that, but I'm unsure if there's any value in hearing him out first, or if it's better to just move on and have no further contact.
Yeah,
There's
zero. The only person who should have to hear this guy is a therapist. This is licensed by the state to work in correctional facilities.
There's also another layer. I work with him, and I actually helped him get his job a few years ago. Now I don't know how I'm supposed to interact with him at work, and I'm considering going to HR because I feel really uncomfortable being around him.
Do it. Get him fired. This is sexual harassment.
It's great. I'm considering going to HR. You should sprint there. You should rent a Ferrari and drive it into HR.
Well, the thing is, I don't unless this happened on
It's
No,
still a
no.
coworker. It's a coworker.
No, it's this is
Really?
still, yeah. Yes. 100%.
Yes. Mhm.
I'm trying to figure out how to approach this decision about cutting him off versus hearing him out. How to support my husband through losing a lifelong friendship, and how to handle the workplace situation in a way that protects me without escalating things more than necessary.
Oh, there is no hear me out for the guy making AI smut images of his own mother and pregnant sister. That's insane.
And you. That's the most important thing in this story. You.
Yeah, but I mean that's disgusting. But like the other stuff is like truly the next level of disturbing. It's all disturbing.
Debaucherous.
That makes me be I'm afraid of this guy. I'm afraid of this guy.
Any advice would be really appreciated. There's an edit. Yeah, this guy's a freaking freak, and I don't like him. And I think you should do everything in your power to get him away from everyone in the world. Yay!
You say, look at the flowers. Just look at the flowers, Lenny. Just look at the flowers.
Edit. I want to clarify a couple of things since some assumptions are being made. I fully support my husband cutting him off. That's not something I'm on the fence about, and I have no intention of continuing any kind of relationship with him.
Like, I don't support, like, Hammurabi's codes type of, like, justice, but, like, I think something else might need to get cut off this guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That was good. Oh, all right. My hesitation around cutting him off immediately without any conversation comes from a place of concern, not forgiveness. His family lives out of state, and he's struggled with both mental health issues and heavy drinking. Oh,
Yeah,
no.
well, I mean, that makes sense.
Let's give him a pass for this one, guys.
Also-
He's just a heavy drinker and he has mental issues.
Yeah, that's not cool. I have to clarify for our Discord mods, what I said about Ben Franklin has nothing to do with y'all. None of y'all are neck-bearded weirdo Discord mods. Those are the Discord mods I'm talking about. None of those exist here. But we all know what I'm talking about. It's the guy that with the viral video going around, that guy who like broke into that person's house.
Oh my
being
gosh.
like,
yeah,
where
I've
is
seen
she? Where is that? That's the guy I'm talking about.
Huh?
Yeah,
I don't know
it's-
anything.
It's just a thing. Someone will know.
I
Someone.
like Kim Foyne. Your dude had 3 generations of a single bloodline in the AI album.
Ew.
We are essentially the only people he has locally. Now he has none. If there were to be any conversation, it wouldn't be to reconcile or excuse anything. It would be to hear him out briefly and point him toward support and resources before closing the door completely. I understand that I don't know him that, and I'm still deciding if it's even the right thing to do. As for feeling conflicted, it's because prior to this, we were close. I viewed him almost like a brother, which makes this situation more unsettling and complicated to process emotionally. Regarding the photos, I understand why some people think deleting them wasn't the best move. At the time, I was focused on immediate damage control and getting those images off his phone and cloud as quickly as possible, and that felt like the safest and most effective action in the moment.
Yeah, man. I don't know if there's some way I could delete those pictures and then somehow get like Ruhypnol in me in the past before I looked at it. I don't want to remember this.
Yeah.
I don't want to remember this.
I think you were right about deleting them as much as you need like evidence or whatever. It's just like, I don't know, like
It's out there somewhere else.
I mean, what were we gonna do? Leave them there?
Yeah.
Like that sets a weird
Yeah.
tone. No, yeah, I feel like you're completely fine with getting rid of them, but as far as evidence, you have all you need. everyone around you has all you need. You don't need to share that with people.
Yeah, it's
God.
gross. There's an edit number 2 here. I don't know what to tell those of you that think I'm making this up. It's what happened. Why would she be writing this if she made it? I can't with people. Without completely exposing myself, here's a screenshot of part of the conversation the girlfriend and my husband had when she was telling him what she found. Ooh.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's real.
This,
real. Unfortunately, is actually very real.
Yeah.
And like AI psychosis is like an emergent thing that is happening, and it is very real and very insane.
Mm.
There's an update 4 days later. I have decided to stop contact completely. The friend reached out to my husband and me with a very lengthy text explaining his feelings and sort of taking accountability. I've blocked him and will not be entertaining any further contact. I did report to my HR department and the situation is being appropriately addressed. Thank you to everyone that encouraged me to do so. I was fearful that I would have to talk about this embarrassing situation at work and that nothing would come of it, but all of the affirmation here helped me have the confidence to report anyway. By the way, I'll report you if you don't go and listen to full episodes with stories just like this. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or your favorite podcast app and just search up OK Storytime. There is a little bit left. What do we think?
I understand everyone has like different strokes for different folks, but isn't this a felony? Like, how could he still be?
He's stroking something.
How could he still be? Like, I guess the people would have to press charges. You can press charges, maybe. I don't know.
As far as legal stuff, since AI is so new, I don't know what the laws are.
I think this one
would
happened
be like
really quick.
In like revenge adult content area.
It might be in it might be in a limited context like that. I'm not sure, but it's so I don't know. He needs. Get him out. Get him out of here. I don't care if like he can win like a law. If he somehow wins a wrongful termination lawsuit somehow. Whatever. Worth it to not have that guy in your business anymore. That's insane. This is insane. God.
Also, shout out Awesome Ashley. Thank you. I've been working on transitions. Thanks.
Yeah, Van Campaigner says it wasn't shared or distributed. I don't believe it was. I think it was the girlfriend who found it.
Yeah, I don't think he was sending it to anyone, but I mean, he very much could. He has the opportunity to.
God, can you just imagine being this guy's mom or this guy's sister? Like, what do you
they
do?
don't even know.
Where do you go? What do you do?
Yeah.
Would you even tell them? I mean, like, you kind of have like a responsibility to do it, but it's like you're also like the messenger of like probably the worst thing they've ever heard.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know.
I would hate that.
That'd make Thanksgiving really awkward.
Ay.
All right. There is a little bit left. I'm finishing it. In regard to legal action, I will not be pursuing anything at the moment. I do not wish to open myself to the stress of a legal battle with a very gray area. Call me crazy, but the friend has been through enough chaos with all of the people that are dropping him from their lives. As for his family, my husband spoke with one of his family members and it's in their hands. How they choose to proceed is up to them and I won't be updating that part of the story anymore. For all of the comments suggesting therapy, I am already attending weekly therapy sessions. My issues with this man have already been a topic of conversation, and this definitely gives me plenty more to sort through. That's the end. Yikes.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think Van Campinator's right that he would have to kind of distribute it or put it somewhere for it to be able to be legally addressed. Or it's like this is an emergent like area of law, and I think the family does know. The family clearly knows. A lot of people, clearly people are dropping him. So this is like getting out there. Man, you got to move to a brand new continent to reset from this.
Yeah, this guy, I just like, I don't feel bad for him because like he's a freak. But I do feel bad for like everyone involved though, because now you have this like weird image of him and it's like, oh, what? Like that's, imagine like the bomb, like, that's my son made weird AI photos of me. I just don't know what to do about that.
There's no way you recover from that character-wise.
It's like, what do you do?
Like, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
It's nasty.
Yeah, and Van Campinator does also clarify, it doesn't make anything he did right. Yeah, no, it's all terrible. but I can understand not wanting to. Can you imagine if this becomes like the landmark court case that like ends up determining like how the law is like the precedent of the law
It's
moving
his
forward?
name. It's his name. Like, let's call him Anthony
Bingus.
Anthony Bingus versus the state of
Well, no, it would be against OP. Like OP
Against
would now
OP.
have to be the figurehead of this case, and it's like, yeah, I can understand wanting to just like not want to deal with this anymore ever again, and just be like, that's an insane thing that happened, and I would love to move on with my life permanently.
Like,
That's crazy.
Like, that's how your name will be remembered in the annals of history, is a legal precedent on something vile like AI adult content.
Yeah.
And it's like, and again, it's like,
Well, and
yeah,
also,
of you is bad, but it's the other stuff that is making me spiral out of control right now.
also, there is technically now not any evidence because she deleted it, which you can always just get them back. But that would have to be shown in court. Ew, nasty. What? No. No one's looking at AI versions of me and my things. Excuse you. But that's the end of that story.
Yes, it is.
And we got another one coming
and
right up.
we do have another one.
We do, and we're ready to go right away.
My husband agreed to foster his nephews without asking me first.
Hey, this is not just your decision, buddy.
I know I sound like such a witch.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going. That's what you sound like. My husband and I, both 29, have always maintained a child-free life. I don't like kids terribly, and he was the oldest of 9 and raised his siblings. He loves kids, but is done raising them, so he said. By the way, this comes from user 1gap1282. If you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
I'm Savannah.
That's it.
And we are here to read this story and maybe give some good advice, a little goofily. We don't always know the answers because we don't know all these things all the time. But if you know things that maybe we don't know, like what you had for breakfast, tell us in the comments. And OP says, he studied child psychology and works with kids who have experienced trauma, specializes in SPED. Something disorder.
Super post education displacement.
I'll look it up.
But he comes home from work every day exhausted, talking about how glad he is that he just gets to relax with me. His sister has a substance use disorder, and she has 2 sons, a 4-year-old and an infant. The oldest has been in and out of foster care, and the baby has been in the system since he was born. The 4-year-old has recently been removed from her custody. My husband was contacted and asked if he wanted to foster them. He said yes immediately, and we've got an effing home check on Thursday. I feel all kinds of ways about it. I tried to talk to him, and he said it'd be hard, but he can't in good conscience let them rot in the system. He knows what he's doing with traumatized kids and knows how the system makes things so much worse. I am so angry. This is my life, too. He said it's not forever, but I know him, and I know he won't let them go anywhere he doesn't 1,000% approve of. He'd never foster any other kids. He's made jokes about how awful it is to be a foster parent because they try their best and get their crap ruined by kids who can't exist in their own minds. He knows this life inside and out. Why is it different just because they're related to him?
Because they're related to him.
I want you to say that again. Just the way you said it. Why is it different? Because they're related to him.
I feel bad for people who like think like this. It is a big decision, but ultimately this is your family, and like the sister, you know, obviously like you don't have to clean up your sister's like mess, but you could also help out these kids that you are related to. I know it's not your responsibility to, but you could save them because the foster system is horrific.
I also think the language you're using around it, these aren't just kids. These are your potentially niece and nephew.
I mean, yeah.
Like, think about that. Like, if you, like, Savannah, you have nieces and nephews.
Yes.
Dakota, do you have nieces and nephews? Would you rather them
He doesn't have nieces. He can't have nieces and nephews. You don't have any siblings. How do you get nieces and nephews?
Well, they're like cousins, basically.
Cousin.
Oh.
Yeah. Would you rather
I'm
them,
just
if
saying.
they had to be moved out of their homes, live with family, or live in a system where it just like there's been problems?
I mean, it's just one of those things where you're gonna have to, like, you're either out right now, which honestly, like, I couldn't blame you if it's like, yeah, we plan on being child free. We had always talked about how we didn't want that, and now this is gonna happen, and I don't want that for my life. But he's saying that it's not gonna be permanent, and if you're saying that he knows everything and he knows the system so well, you gotta believe him when he says that. And, you know, because it is a lot to suddenly now I have a 4-year-old and an infant to take care of.
Yeah.
That's a ton.
Oh, no, for sure. And like, I know that is especially someone who doesn't want kids. And now you are like kind of forced into the situation to be like, oh, now I have to care for these kids that I never wanted. It's kind of like when you find like a dog off the street and it's like, oh, no, I don't want to care for this dog, whatever. And then like you spend a few days with it and it's like, I like this dog.
I don't like equating
Yes,
a
I
child
know.
to like the cat distribution system, but I mean, sometimes life just hands you this adventure that you have to say yes to if you want to stay with your partner.
Yeah.
And look, sometimes it's the things of being an adult, man.
Yeah.
It's tough. I get it.
It is. It's a rock and a hard place.
Also, I feel like, OP, are you more mad because he didn't consult you or because of the kid bit? Probably mad about both, but if he consulted you before making the decision, would you feel better about it? Is it the order of operations?
Yeah.
Savannah?
I have to just... Oh, sorry. I just...
I'm trying to be thoughtful. Okay?
I think she just wanted to get you. I agree.
I
You
just
were
wanted to get
you were
you.
being very thoughtful. I think she just wanted to get
I
you.
just wanted to get you for it. Got him.
Like when we sneeze and Keon goes, "Shut up." He just wanted to get you. Okay. All right. Let's get back into this.
All right.
This
please.
is probably going to be hard to listen to without let's try our best to keep the pitchforks and torches down for now. Okay. I know I sound awful, but we don't know these kids. We've never met them. I don't understand why he feels so righteous about saving these kids. If they weren't related to him, he wouldn't give a flying F, which is also categorically not true. He literally works in this exact setting. He clearly cares about kids in these situations. Sorry. Okay. I know we won't survive. I can't even cope with a cat. I had a breakdown when we had one. And he expects me to just live with 2 kids? I don't want our life together to be over. I'm so angry at him, and I feel awful for being angry that he's improving lives. Ugh. Well, we've got some comments here. Honestly, girl, if you're not built for a cat, I don't know what you're built for. Putting that out there.
Cats are like the lowest maintenance thing, man.
You had a mental breakdown from cat zoomies?
Sometimes you just want to sleep and then they're just doing it at 3 a.m. and it's like, oh, stop, please.
I will say, yeah, my cat, whenever we go to bed, it's always, that's the time. He's like, ah! It's like, bro, I gotta be up.
Pablo, stop.
It's literally Pablo every
I
time.
know it's Pablo.
Petey Pablo. We've got comments. Let's see what these lovely people have to say. Comment says, I guess you just don't have a good family or empathy for small children. OP says, I feel the same way about family I know versus family I don't. What separates these kids from random kids? Why foster these kids if he wouldn't have ever fostered a stranger's child?
Because you just feel a need to when they are related to you and when they are directly involving your family, you feel a sense of connection towards them. Not everyone, I guess, but like, I don't know.
And also, yeah, what are you talking about? Like, oh, well, he wouldn't have adopted every other kid on the planet. It's like, yeah, of course not. He raised his sister.
Yeah.
She's lost her children. You don't think he feels some level of responsibility to help with that situation? When he raised his sister? He raised his 8 other siblings? Come on. You just wake up, bro. You can be unhappy about the situation, but don't act like you're so lost that you don't get why he would do it. Come on.
That's true.
Yeah, and like I forgot the big family thing. When the family's that big, like my dad's one of 14, so farmers. But he was like in the top 5, like oldest, And he was a father figure to a lot of his younger siblings. And like, this is very, very common. That's his sister's kid.
Yeah.
Bro, come on.
Yeah, like stop. Like honestly, or just stop playing stupid, OP, and we will hate you less. Just please stop playing dumb. Stop it. Quit it.
I'm unaffected.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm unaffected.
Ping pong. Who is that? Clark Kent?
Bulletproof, baby.
Okay. So, OP is talking. I was adopted, says OP. So maybe my view of blood relation is warped that way, but blood doesn't change anything in this situation.
Okay, but she was adopted. I feel like that's, I mean, it's not like the same thing, but like.
Yeah, it feels like you're pulling up the ladder, dude. Commenter, if you have a breakdown over a cat, maybe you shouldn't be in a relationship. Good point. OP says, we've been married for 6 years, together for almost 15. I just don't enjoy little life forms clinging to me and screaming at me and injuring me when I'm trying to relax after work.
Little life forms? Is that
Okay.
what she called them?
I think you might be a psychopath. OP on her breakdown with the cat. I have a very specific schedule with my husband. I wake up first, I work the early shift, and then come home before him so I can have a couple hours to relax before he gets home. Because I woke up first, the cat was under my feet constantly. I fed her, but then she would eat and put her feet in my coffee, scream at me, jump into my breakfast. The vet told me to play with her, so I did, but that didn't help. You're a liar, bro. I know exactly what you did. You threw like a one toy across the room 3 times, and then you're like, what? It's not doing anything. It's not. What do I do? This cat's broken.
That's honestly exactly what she did.
Calling
it.
I don't like this person at all. I've got a lot left.
She don't have a heart. She don't have empathy.
I think the rest of this is just what?
Not gonna lie,
Just the
Savannah,
way you
that's a
said
great
that.
song. She don't have a heart. She don't have empathy.
It sounds like it sounds like a Talking Heads song.
All right, I guess I'll. My shoulder, my board, my mic.
Cover up.
Okay, here we go.
Cold in here. Is anyone else coughing?
Okay, that was okay. But then when I got home, because she had been alone for so long, she was so clingy. She'd jump all over me and scream and scratch. I coped until I couldn't anymore, which was like 3 months. I know they say it takes time to settle, but she just kept getting worse. Bro, it was only 3 months. I think she was too lonely for us, so we gave her to my friend. She's a much happier cat now. I still see her regularly. I have my rabbits and fish.
And you don't get pissed at the rabbits. Rabbits are way worse than cats. Oh my gosh, rabbits. I love my buns. I used to have 2, and they were, oh my God, the personalities on them is just crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, but they're such little a-holes. But they're so cute. You can't not. It's like they just stare at you. It's like, fine, I'll give you something else to eat.
So you don't like little life forms that touch you or that want to touch you. You like the little life forms that are like, stay away from me. I have rabbits and fish.
Fine.
The cat used to attack them, which definitely didn't help me cope with her at all.
Yeah.
The cat was also supposed to be separated from the rabbits and fish, which she was, but because she was so clingy, it was hard to get into rooms without her also getting in. Skill issue. We weighed up pros and cons for months in regards to the cat. You said there was only 3 months that you had her. My husband doesn't really care for my rabbits, and he wanted a pet. She was supposed to be his. I just ended up dealing with her because she became clingy to me. Because you were the one waking up and feeding her.
She's like,
Are you a freaking idiot, bro?
yeah, this OP sucks.
I hate this OP.
I'm sorry. Okay.
She has no heart and no empathy.
Wow. This one's going to get a lot of hate views.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this one's going to get a lot of anger views. Oh. So, we met her several times over the course of a month. I had my breakdown 3 months in. We continued to try for a month, but we couldn't. She's now happier and calmed down instantly. Not instantly. What is your... OP explains more about her background and preferences. OP says, I'm autistic. I have been to therapy and have been medicated. I prefer to live my life the way I am. My house is my safe space where I can untether myself and exist without constraints. If I suddenly had to deal with kids here, I would lose my mind. I know parents do not choose to be miserable. A lot of parents love their kids, even though they have miserable parts. My mom says her favorite part of parenting me as a kid was helping me through meltdowns and tantrums, which is true. I remember her being amazing and sweet through it all. Even now, she helps out at respite facilities because she likes helping people. But that is my nightmare. But my mom is a woman who was designed for motherhood. There are a lot of people like her. I am not one of them. I didn't mean to be condescending. I was just explaining my point of view. Wow, that's crazy that you're on. Yeah.
I had a feeling just like, okay, I think this person just doesn't have the mothering, like just they don't have it. They don't want it.
Yeah.
And this makes sense a little bit more now. But how do you move forward with this? What do you do, Dakota?
She can focus on her stuff. He focuses on them, but
And break up?
Well, I
Stay
mean, like,
together?
well,
Because it sounds like hubby is like, or significant other is not going to let these kids go. Because, and rightly so. But what does OP value more? Relationship or not having kids and the freedom that comes with that?
that is a good question, Vincent.
yeah, this is hard. Man, the layers of this lasagna are perplexing me.
Agent Lasagna.
Yeah, we need to call Agent Lasagna.
Don't make me hungry.
Agent
I'm so
Lasagna.
hungry right
Yeah,
now.
there's too
Did you
many
not get anything to
layers.
No, yeah, I came from like work.
No, but Riley didn't give you anything to eat?
I came late today. You guys,
I think I think he was expecting you had already eaten then. Anyway, well, we got another commenter. I'm just also gobsmacked at like the crossover between this person's a psycho versus like, oh, they just have autism. It's like written. I'm sure like in real life I'd be like, oh, that person's not like a psychopath, but like written out, man, it was chilling. Commenter. Where are his other siblings? OP says they already have kids mostly. A couple live way out of state. OP on her husband being one of 9. Any siblings are not available to take the kids in? No, says OP. 3 are minors, 2 have kids, and 2 are out of state. His parents aren't fit either. And there's an update from 2 days later. Let's freaking get into it. This morning, I showed my post to my husband. He said he read it, but then we had the social worker over and things were kind of insane. The social worker ended up telling us that we didn't pass a home inspection.
What?
Well, yeah, I mean, you never know. Let's find out. Well, we have a list of things we need to change, and we have another inspection booked for next week. Unfortunately, one of the concerns the social worker had was my pets. I have free-range rabbits and several fish tanks, which pose several different risks. The fish tanks are able to be pulled from shelves. A child could fall into my big one. Lots of wires that are very grabbable. The rabbits are just bite risks, and they poop everywhere.
Yeah, they do.
They poop all over the place.
But you can have them litter trained. That's what I did.
Obvious.
Fun fact,
Yeah.
they're literally like cats, but just like different.
You can litter train a bunny?
Yeah, I had 2, and they were both litter trained.
It's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, but they still like poop everywhere though.
Yeah,
like they
well-
still poop at like their entire enclosure, but like mostly in the litter box.
Yeah, OP continues here. Obviously, I clean up after the rabbits, but if a child were to put a dropping in their mouth, that would not be great.
Oh yeah, gross.
I don't know. I mean, have we studied the effect of rabbit droppings on the gut biome?
I know they have this thing where they poop and they eat it,
Ew!
but because it has a bunch of stuff, I forget what it's called.
Gross. Well, they eat
But they-
alfalfa.
Alfalfa
right?
hay, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
alfalfa
they eat
hay is for the
alfalfa.
babies, but they eat regular hay
Oh,
when
okay.
they're bigger.
Alphas.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
free range fan campaigner free range is where they don't have a cage. Well, they'll have like a little like enclosure, but free range is like it's kind of like a cat. Like they can go anywhere they want, and then they have like a bed or whatever.
Free range.
Yeah,
rabbits.
yeah, free range. That's what mine were, but they were and they weren't. I had to separate them because they wouldn't bond.
Yeah, we got a comment here from Holly Ecker. Yeah, OP's the a-hole. I understand not everyone wants kids, to each their own. However, when you love someone, you step the F up, especially when they need you the most.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Honestly, kind of agree.
Yeah.
So I sat down with my husband after the social worker left and laid my feelings out and my new concerns in regards to my animals. I can move my fish tanks to a locked room, my office, but my rabbits are still free roam. Not to mention my rabbits' room where they go at night, or my office will be needed as a bedroom. So either my fish or my rabbits have to go because they can't be in the same room. I was upset, but I understand more now why he feels the need to take the boys in. Everyone who said they are a connection to his sister was right. We both cried. We love each other, but we don't see a way to make this work. He feels strongly about saving them. We both know I could never cope with them. I don't want to have to pick between my rabbits and my fish.
Wait, that's the problem? I don't want to have to pick between my rabbits and my fish.
Poor OP having to choose between rabbits and fish.
Poor OP's boyfriend.
This guy's going to take care of an infant and a 4-year-old who've been abandoned by their mother.
And lose his partner because they couldn't step up. I think that was what I was trying to say earlier, but you said it perfectly. I forgot who it was in the chat.
Yeah, it was, I think, Holly something.
Holly, yes. Holly, you said
Holly
it perfectly.
Ecker. Holly Ecker,
Holly
yes.
Ecker, yeah. You step up when life throws you something like this.
I called my parents. They have said I can move back home if I need to. I'm unhappy with it as they are very overbearing, and all independence I've worked hard to develop will essentially be gone. But beggars can't be choosers, and I'm not getting divorced, so that's a win. Nothing is set in stone. We're going to see how the inspections and things work out first, but this is probably what's going to happen. To everyone who asked me how he was going to manage them all, he said his other sister is happy to help while he works. She just couldn't foster them because she doesn't have enough space, which is true. She has 6 kids in one bedroom already.
Whoa.
That's illegal.
Yeah.
I hope this explained everything. I enjoy replying to comments, so I will still be replying to comments here and on my other post. Thank you. Downvoted commenter, why are you giving him the house? Tell him it's on court. You are entitled to a minimum of half of that place. Wow, I thought OP sucked. Check out the suck on this guy. Oh my goodness.
Check out the suck on this guy.
Woo! Okay. The OP says, we aren't divorcing, and by the way, it's his house anyway. A commenter says a third option is to move houses and not move out. What? Do what you have to do for now, but intentionally move to a house where this is more viable. Rabbits pooping all over the house is not free range, nor is it sanitary for adults. They don't really eat meat, so it's not terrible, but it's definitely not good. Yeah. Free range rabbits live outside. Did you know that? Do you know what free range is? Home
I do.
on the
I do.
range. That's not in the living room. The range is outside.
I want them next to me in my bed. I want to cuddle them.
Oh my God, this is all insane. This is insane. All of this is insane. This is the most insane story I've read in months and months and months. This is breaking me. This is physically breaking me. There's 6 kids in one bedroom, guys. We just glossed over that one. He's got another sister. He got 6 kids in one room. Which I don't know. I'm not an only child. Maybe that's really fun for them. Maybe they figured out how to make that a fun time.
No, it's not. No. I'm fun. No.
Some houses have elevated recesses for TVs, etc., that could safely house fish tanks. If you insist on the rabbits roaming freely, semi-permanent baby gates exist that cannot be readily breached by a child or sedentary bunny. OP says the moving out is for me as well as the animals. I won't be able to cope without decent alone time. One rabbit is litter trained, the other one just don't care. I've tried, but it hasn't worked, so I follow him around with a little poop bag when he's exploring. Fish tanks need to be locked away, ideally, as I don't want to secure them to a wall, my other option. Can't use baby gates because the rabbits chew them.
They do. They do. I went through 2 different ones.
Oh, okay. OP explains why she can't live alone. OP says, I'm not functional as a person.
Oh my god!
Well, I mean, like...
Why?
Well, I mean, they have the wherewithal to know, and it kind of tracks with what we know so far.
Yeah, I think earlier when I was like, I don't know what you're built for, I guess I was right. She's truly not built for it. She
Yeah.
ain't built for any of this. Poor thing.
Yeah, I feel like it's just a crappy situation.
I mean, like,
all around.
If we do spin this around, right? We all clearly are feeling a lot of hate. But now spin this around and try to empathize and try to put yourself in her shoes, in her actual experience, the way she's describing it. Can you imagine that life? Can you imagine living like this person, in this person's mind? Can you imagine not understanding why your husband wants to foster his sister's children when she lost custody for her substance use disorder? And he works in the exact, like, he works with kids going through the exact same thing as his job? Like, what a crazy, miserable existence to have. Wow. Okay.
Like it's like a clinical lack of empathy.
Yes, yeah, something is amiss.
Something's wrong.
Whew.
Something's wrong.
OP explains, I am not functional as a person. I don't like eating. If someone doesn't force me, I won't eat.
Oh.
Just let's go ahead and just glaze right over that one. I get overwhelmed with messes that don't have a scheduled cleanup, i.e. dishes I can't do spontaneously because there's always new dishes and different foods. but my rabbits have the same cleanup routine every day, so I do that without issue. There's probably some I don't even know about yet because I've always had someone to help. Commenter. During the home inspection, did anyone ask or did you voice your reluctance to be a foster parent? That should be a priority to those who decide. OP says, I wasn't speaking at the time. My husband explained it to the social worker, and they said my interview would be held at a later date with an interpreter on standby. I'm not sure why I couldn't just type, but I'm guessing shrug emoji is what goes there. Girl, you didn't even,
Go ahead, get her. Let him cook. Get her.
I mean, I don't even want to get her. I'm just like, what do you mean you didn't talk? Like you were like, I can't talk to you. I'm not ready.
And she needs an interpreter and for her, like, it sounds like her grade of autism. I know it's on a spectrum. It seems like it's on the more on the severe end.
Yeah, like I'm not saying this in an offensive way. I mean this in a literal way. Stella's asking, is OP autistic? OP might be the most autistic person I've ever read about in my life.
Yeah, and like she said she is. Yes. So,
yes. I'm not trying to be mean. That's not even a joke. I just mean like this is like an unbelievably extreme level that I've never been exposed to. I don't know. Like like before she explained she was autistic, I was like, this person's a psychopath, the way she was explaining everything.
Now that we have the context, we can see it a little bit more fully now.
We've got some more comments, maybe getting some more information here, because this commenter asks, you're a non-verbal person? I'm curious how an interpreter would work for you. Feel free to say if you wish. OP says, I'm not always nonverbal. I think I'm diagnosed as selectively mute, but I was nonverbal until I was like 9. I use sign language a lot of the time. My husband's dad is deaf, so he taught me sign language when we met, so I'd have more authority over what I was saying rather than being forced to use the words I was offered on cards. I would have all my feelings and wants cards, and I'd have to put two together to communicate. Like if I was mad because there was too much noise, I would use mad and loud. So then caregivers, parents, etc. would turn all noise off or remove me, when in reality there was just too many noises. So I'd get even more upset because I still wanted the music, but I wanted the blinds to stop rattling. Sign language gave me the ability to tell people that the blinds were too loud rather than just using my loud card, you know? Anyway, so that's what the interpreter would be for. And there is an update. I'll just go ahead and put this out there. This is so far beyond our ability to even really commentate on. Like everything we've said in the course of this story, like I could probably be interpreted as insensitive to some people.
Yeah.
But this is just truly like so far out of our element or awareness.
Yeah, I feel like our opinions are kind of rendered moot. I did see some stuff about, like, does the husband have a hero complex? I don't think so, because it's for, like, this is family. I'd say it's a hero complex if he did it to, like, just any kid who needs it. Like, he helps children, but, like, he wouldn't do this if it wasn't for family. I think it's more responsibility over hero complex.
Yeah. I don't think he has a hero complex like that. I think he has a very deep-seated drive to want to help people because of the way he was brought up, probably.
Let's see how this shook out.
Yeah, because there is an update. Help with processing separation from my husband/caregiver due to kids. I don't know if the title makes any sense. I'm not very good with words, but I'm hoping my post will help explain. I didn't really know what flair to use. Oh, wait, you know what? That also makes so much sense that this person was nonverbal, that it would explain that the way that they were going about explaining this in the beginning, that they used such cold language because they're not familiar with like how that would sound coming out of your mouth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I am autistic and was diagnosed profound as a child, 4 years old in 2001. What does that mean?
Just very? Did they just put an emphasis?
Profound autism?
Like, you are profoundly autistic? Is that what?
So, like, really?
Yeah, that's my guess.
That's not funny, bro.
Also, I can't talk. SPED, from the very beginning, special ed.
Oh, okay. Special ed, gotcha. Mm-hmm. There have been some debates about whether that's true or not. Don't know how that's possible. I now sit at level 2 with level 3 traits. I've worked really hard to be where I am. My husband has been one of my main supporters since we were kids and has always supported me in my independence. Oh, y'all have known each other since y'all were children? Didn't realize that. Might have forgot about that detail. I rely on very strict routines to remain functional. Unfortunately, my husband's sister had lost custody of her kids and my husband is taking them in. I cannot function with kids at all as they will disrupt my routines. Because of this, I'm having to move out and back in with my parents. It's very stressful and overwhelming in itself, but my parents aren't as big on me being independent, and I definitely regress in behaviors when I'm with them. It will make things much harder for me long term. My husband is doing a good thing. I am happy for him, but this is still very scary for me. I made a couple other posts about the situation, and someone told me to post here for advice or support. I don't know if anyone else has been through this, but I'd appreciate anything. Thank you. And there is a second update. Am I the a-hole for moving out while my husband fosters his nephews? And I gotta say no, because I think, honestly, you are just fully inequipped to handle this situation.
Also, awesome Ashley in the chat said profound autism is a designation for I read it here, autistic individuals aged 8+ needing 24-hour lifelong care due to minimal speech. I lost it.
Oh my God.
And then
Due to minimal speech, nonverbal status, or an IQ below 50. Thank you, awesome Ashley, for that.
Okay, my husband wanted me to post because he was enjoying reading comments on my other posts. I posted with his permission. I am a relatively high-needs autistic woman, and my husband is my caregiver. We are child-free because I cannot live with children due to overwhelming me. He received a call. His sister's kids were in need of a foster home, and he agreed readily. This caused friction because I wasn't consulted and ended up being blindsided. The situation is impossible for me to live in, and so I was very upset. I struggled to understand why he was doing this to us. I made a post on a subreddit, and a lot of people told me to either deal or leave my husband so he could find someone who deserves him. I ended up showing him the post, and we had a long conversation where he explained why he couldn't let his nephews go into foster care. Because of that, I am having to move back in with my parents and periodically come home to see him and the children in short bursts. I will either move back when they go back to their mom or when they're older and can understand rules and boundaries. By the way, I want to make it a rule that you need to listen to full episodes of stories like this on your favorite podcast platforms like iHeartRadio or any other platform you're using. Just search OK Storytime wherever you listen to podcasts. Yeah, okay. I think we've leveled out here a little bit.
Yeah. I'm starting to get kind of like, what's this parenting arrangement with the... Are they going to call you mom and mom just... I wonder how this is going to affect the kids.
I don't think so. I mean, well, with the infant, that's one thing. But, I mean, you got to believe that this is a temporary situation, and he just doesn't want them. I mean, essentially, they're in the foster system, but they're being fostered by OP's husband. And so what that system means is that, you know, at some point, they will have, like, a permanent home, right? But I mean, it's not necessarily with OP's husband. OP's husband can be the jumping off point until they find a permanent solution. Or, you know, it's hopefully somehow his sister can, you know, get her act together and overcome her, you know, substance use disorder.
Yeah, Kim Fine saying, honestly, long distance marriage sounds like it'll work as long as it stays short term. Which, and I feel someone else put in here, Sofa, you said like OP's right to leave. They know their boundaries. And I think it's just tough.
It's just like, this is probably the most complex like lasagna I have ever had to digest on the show. Not gonna lie.
Agent lasagna.
Yeah, we need Agent Lasagna. Lasagna.
Guys, I could really go for some ricotta right now. Sorry, I'm just trying to make jokes here. I don't really think anyone, given the full context of this story, no one in this story is really an a-hole at all.
Yeah, now given all of the characteristics of everyone in the story, I think everyone is just kind of doing what they need to do.
It's like, is it ideal? Like, no, but it's like
But there's not really any other choice.
Because even, and I get it, it's like, oh my God, he should have had a conversation with her, but it's like, there is no conversation because he's going to do it.
Yeah.
And that's that. And like, it's just about how do we move forward now? And I think the way to move forward is you just can't be in the home while this is going down.
Yeah.
And I think like doing some prep work to maybe be ready to be able to cope with your relationship and your marriage not working could be beneficial. However you would do that, because Because someone did make a comment, and I kind of do agree where it's like kind of wishful thinking, just believing that it's going to be short term.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, it's impossible to say.
Yeah. Are you prepared to have it be a long-term thing? Because he's not like, yeah, he's got to take care of those kids as long as he can. All right. Should we?
What?
I just saw go up just a little bit. Oh my God. Go up. It's Kuro Love just commented with an exclamation point. Profound disabilities. Yeah. Damn. Okay. Yeah. That's where we're at. Here we go. When I made an update post, I ended up receiving a lot of hate still because people believe my husband needs to divorce me as I'm not being a good wife and helping with the children, as well as reducing his likelihood of being passed over as a foster carer as a single father. Am I the a-hole for moving out? I hope this post is formatted correctly. I'm not really sure what I'm doing. And we have some comments to finish the story off. The fact that you refer to your husband as your caregiver makes me sad for your husband. It sounds like all you care about is what he does for you. Marriage is a partnership and you've delegated him to caregiver. OP says he is my caregiver. He cares for me. He is still my husband first and foremost. Commenter says, not the a-hole, but I'm curious, did you work on this or consult with a professional to be sure you couldn't learn to tolerate them? Also, I'm not calling your spouse an a-hole, but if you actually need care, it's kind of a strange choice to take in others who keep him from being your caregiver, or does he not think you need it? It seems like an okay compromise, but I don't know if I was a caregiver for my spouse, they'd have to come first, unless I had my own kids maybe. OP says, I've worked with lots of therapists. My life is mostly set up with very structured routines to keep myself on track, and kids are too unpredictable. He knew if all else failed, my parents would look after me. Commenter says, so can you live on your own, or is your husband your 24/7 caretaker? Was he the same level of caretaker in this same scenario when he proposed, or have you required more assistance from him since you were married? Does your husband have any outside support, or is he your sole caregiver? OP says, I can't live alone, but don't need 24/7 care. I was a lot worse when I was younger. I've worked hard on developing routines to keep myself safe and calm. He's known me for 23 years, since the age of 6. He sought me out to date and then marry. I am now questioning OP's husband's virtue.
Yes, I am also questioning that. Now this is a weird situation. Oh, so many things are going through my mind now.
He was fully consenting here, OP continues. He has therapy, and I go to my parents rarely when he desperately needs a break, but that's usually when I'm having back-to-back meltdowns. That is the end of that. And folks, you saw it here. I don't know if that's going to go anywhere. If I'm being honest, if I'm being perfectly honest, I don't know if that's getting uploaded. So congratulations for all the secret babies who were here to see that. Don't know where that's going to go, but that is the end of that story.
But we got another one coming right up. My husband thinks we're in a fairy tale, and I fear for our future.
Well, yeah, they usually have pretty messed up endings, don't they?
My 34 female husband, 35 male, always acted like a pretty objective man. Someone you could always count on to give you a straightforward answer, even if the answer would be a bit harsh. A realistic man, I guess. I really liked this about him, as I'm usually idealistic or optimistic. By the way, this comes from those silly lips. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Savannah.
I'm Dakota.
And I'm Vincent.
And we are here to give some good advice, goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only tell you what we would do in this situation, but we would love to know what your big brains would do, because I read them. The comments is what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's the one. As OP says, well, for a while now, my husband has been taking some questionable financial decisions. For example, I have an expensive hobby I hadn't partook in for years because it is expensive and done in groups of 2 or more people. He decided he wanted to start it as well, and he loved it. So I'm happy this is something else we could share.
Wait, but what is it?
I know.
What is? Please tell us the thing. What is it?
Why are you being so cagey about this hobby, huh?
They'll probably say something. But he started wanting to do it almost every weekend, and to be honest, we can't afford it. So I had to be the one to tell him that. But okay, it was a one-time thing, no biggie. Then my iPhone's battery was getting crappy, and it would only hold around 15 minutes without it being charged. I found a used one we could afford and bought it. He decided he also needed to change his phone even though his battery was working just fine, and wanted to buy the most expensive one in our country. I was against this as it is expensive as heck, but he told me I was being a bad partner and not supporting him, so he bought the phone.
Okay, well that's one way to put that. I think the smarter way to put that is you either buy it nice or you buy it twice. is usually typically the saying.
Oh.
Buy
it nice and buy it twice.
It's not always correct, but when you're talking about technology, especially, it's like if you buy the cheaper used phone, you're going to have to buy another cheaper used phone sooner than if you would just buy the new phone that's going to last longer.
Yeah, I've always heard it like, you better do the job right the first time or you'll be doing it twice.
Yeah, it gets kind of...
Same thing.
There's a weird inverse to like being like not having enough money or being poor, where it's like it kind of keeps you poor because you have to keep on buying lower quality stuff that wears out and doesn't work as well and breaks and stuff. So instead of being able to just you're always spending money on crap because it's breaking,
Yeah, true. Then I decided to enroll in a course that could help me get more job opportunities, and he decided he needed a new gaming PC. His old one worked fine and still works fine. It is as powerful as my gaming PC that is able to run all the games we usually play. I once again told him to think if this was a need, and he once again told me I wasn't being supportive. So he bought the PC. A few months ago, he was having a hard time in his job, and he got home saying he would ask to be let go. I asked him to reconsider as we are paying the installments of our home. I asked him if he could have a talk with his superior and ask for help or advice, but I begged him not to ask to be let go. He agreed to talk to his boss and ask for suggestions on how to deal with the issue, and then behind my back, asked to be let go.
Yeah, it's time to let go of this. Whatever this is. He asked to be fired.
Yeah, what?
While
Who does that?
While you are paying your mortgage, from what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, time to let that guy go. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was weird. Luckily, his boss pretended not to notice it, and everything worked out in the end. What? I don't even know what that even means.
All right. Okay. We've clearly slipped into the Twilight Zone on OK Story Time. Where are we?
Hey, boss, it's just not really not fit for me. I'd be cool if you'd like let me go, boss. Huh?
And he said,
I'll see you tomorrow.
Nothing.
What he heard was, don't ever let me go, babe. Don't you ever let me go.
It takes guts to tell me the truth like that. You get a promotion.
Kim Roberts, can you tell I'm crashing? I don't think that I'm crashing. I'm just like...
No, you're not.
Really trying to like...
You're not crashing.
Yeah, I'm not.
You're burning.
By now, I was getting worried. He had asked me to cover his part of the bills a few times, and I did. I asked him for us to talk about money and see where it was going, and he acted as if me ordering food was the only issue. I later found out he was giving his mom money she doesn't need.
Asian.
While I was starving myself to cover his part of the bills.
It's Asian.
Are you saying Asian?
Mm-hmm. It's like a thing.
In Asian culture.
Well, it's like, where it's like you to prioritize like being able to like send money back to your family over like, I don't know, being able to pay your house bills. Like I don't know. That's just a thing sometimes.
Oh, sure.
Just clocked that. Because they also said earlier in our country and on Reddit is a predominantly like Western website for a lot of, for most of the users. So it's like that clarification. I've heard everything I need to know. Ming Ming, back me up.
By the way, you can back us up by listening to full episodes of stories just like this. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, or your favorite podcast app and just search up OK Storytime. There's a little bit left. Anything you'd like to say?
Yeah.
I wasn't talking to you.
Stop! You stop! It hurts me. You can't bully Vincent. It hurts.
Vincent bullies me off camera every day.
No, he doesn't.
Are you kidding me?
No.
He came in today just flipping the bird right at me. And I'm like, it's not even a welcome. Please, look at him playing the victim. Look at him. Wow. Wow.
He is an actor.
Whatever. I told him how betrayed I felt, and he told me all I thought about was money. Well, when you have not a lot, yeah, it is sometimes always a thought. I told him someone had to think about it, and he wasn't. And he insisted I wasn't a supporting partner and that I should have supported him in all his spendings and in asking to be let go of his job. I just don't like that. I just don't like that.
I gotta be honest, I don't like that.
I don't like that.
If I had to be honest, I don't like that.
I don't like it.
If you asked me if I like that, I would tell you Nope.
I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. This just felt so surreal for me. Am I being unreasonable? He says that even if we had to live under the bridge, he'd go with me. But truth is, I don't want to live under a bridge. I worked my butt off to be able to afford myself a good home. The way he talks sounds a lot like me when I was 15, but we are both in our mid-30s. I can't imagine someone saying this as if it isn't something to worry about.
I mean, look, yeah, bro, you can't just be like, well, we have our love, and our love will transcend living under a bridge. No, it won't. That's insane. Like, that, yeah, that's just simply not how that works.
Am I out of touch with reality?
Nah, that'd be your husband, dog. That would be your weird husband, big dog. He is slipping through the cracks into the space between spaces.
Yeah, I don't like how this honestly sounds like my ex. He would like buy really dumb things and then talk about how I'm spending my money on like dumb stuff. And I'm like, no. And also, I'm allowed to spend my money how I want. But he was also like doing, there's more to that. But what I'm saying is that when you're in a financial situation where you can't afford a lot, you don't just go and buy things willy-nilly. That's just not how it works. And that's probably why you don't have a lot of money, is because you put yourselves in these situations and then you complain about not having money, but you're doing it again and again and again.
You know what? I'm brainstorming over here, just trying to think of what other than this guy just being a weird man baby this could be. Maybe he got some kind of diagnosis he hasn't let anyone know about, and he's just like, whatever, I got nothing left, so I just might as well just give up on trying to like have a career or do any of this other stuff. And it's just like, whatever, I'll live under the bridge. I got a year. I'll live under the bridge.
This feels like a midlife crisis. I feel like he like
Yeah,
mid-30s. He's just like, wait, I'm gonna be not alive forever. This is how I'm spending my life. I'm gonna make some radical changes.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend my
know?
life playing video games like I'm 14. Yes. Shut up, ensign.
Shut up, ensign. Well, that's actually the end of that story.
And we have some comments here from the story my 29 female roommate, 26 female is obsessed with and trying to become our friend's fiance. And that was from the video posted on May 20th, 2025. My best friend put me in the hospital. TLDR for story 1 is OP thought her roommate Cassie just had a harmless crush on a guy in their friend group, but the longer she paid attention, the more things stopped adding up. A fake boyfriend, stolen items, a secret folder on a laptop, and a late-night visitor outside a friend's house. What Cassie was really doing the whole time is something none of them saw coming until it was too late. If you're curious to know that full story, you can go watch the full video on YouTube. And Vincent will be reading some of these comments.
All right, guys, I get to read. Whew. All right, comment number 1 comes from Jules XOX. Cassie needs some serious psychiatric help. Her behavior was worrying from the start, but unless she's committed to a secure hospital, she needs to be in jail now.
Wow.
Ooh, because she's escalated from being unwell and needing help to being an active, violent threat.
Yeah, I gotta say, kind of, that sounds like it might be the way.
Yeah.
That's pretty intense.
So the next comment comes from our very own Hey, a Ming Ming.
Oh, Ming Ming! The Ming Mingler.
The Ming Mingler.
Why are you in there?
This is honestly such a scary story. Thriller level. I am scared for Simon and Maylee's future. What more will her reaction be if they get married, have a child? This is scary AF.
Wow, this one sounds like one of the oldies. We've kind of stopped reading stories this intense. This is a throwback
I want
for
to
me.
read that one.
Hey, well, it was
that one?
posted May 20th, 2025. My friend sent me to the hospital, story 1. Go check it out.
I had no idea this was a thing.
Yeah. The next comment comes from King Schnurby. Some personality disorders deal with having an obsession with usually one person. Each person handles it different, but sometimes an impulsive thing that they can't see if it's wrong. It can lead to them hurting themselves when the person they're obsessed with over rejects them as well. So it's great that so many people still want to help her.
Wait, Ming Ming saying I don't even remember the story. Why am I there?
Well, it was almost a year ago
Yeah, it was
when it was
almost a year
posted.
Yeah, it was May 2025.
Yeah, I think we can probably. I think that's
Think that's good?
all we got. But yeah, that one was probably a bit of a barn burner. But that is the end of this episode. So if you love us, make sure you subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow. Hey, wait a minute. Don't go anywhere. Don't leave. We have bonus stories that we think you're going to really like. So stay tuned for the next one. My wife became neglectful after she became obsessed with Roblox.
You gotta respect the game, dude. It's Roblox.
Hey.
I don't know what you want.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Exactly.
My wife, 37 female, and I, 36 male, have always tried to keep the housework pretty evenly split between us. I, for example, mow the lawn and do laundry and dishes, and she meal plans, cooks, and picks up / drops off the kids. And by the way, this comes from user middle leading 8469. And if you want to submit your stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit and submit them there. Lately, this has all changed because she has become hopelessly obsessed to a game called Dress to Impress on Roblox. If you aren't familiar, it's a game where you have to dress your character in a themed outfit before the time runs out, and then other players rate it from 1 to 5 stars. It started off harmless, just a little fun thing she would do during downtime before bed, but recently she has missed crucial appointments and chores because of this game. I tried to be understanding and gently remind her to do her tasks, but she would always say she forgot and got distracted. The big argument happened last night when she forgot to pick up our 9-year-old son from basketball practice, which ended at 6 p.m. I hadn't gotten home yet as I had to work late, and our son doesn't have a phone, so I had no way of knowing the situation. I eventually got home around 7 and realized he was not in his room. I looked around further and saw that he was nowhere to be found. I walked into our bedroom confused to ask my wife where he was and found her on her iPad playing the game, as always. When I asked her where our son was, her eyes grew wide, and I knew what happened without her having to say. I immediately got back into my car and went to pick him up. Luckily, his coach had stayed after to make sure he was picked up safe, and I apologized profusely. Apparently, he had been calling and texting my wife, who was the emergency contact, and she didn't even notice. When we got home, I immediately blew up at her. How could she be so addicted to a kid's game that she completely forgot our own son? Now she's telling me it was a one-time thing and that I'm an a-hole for getting angry. I don't know what to think. I do kind of understand her side of the story as it has only happened one time, but she has to be a responsible parent. She can't just completely forget about our child who has no way to get home on his own. So, am I the a-hole?
No.
It's like, sure, it's only been one time, but
Yeah.
it's like it should be 0 times that you forget your kid exists when he's at basketball practice.
For an hour. Like, it's not the kind of thing where it's just like, oh, sorry, my bad. Like, my bad I didn't pick up my own son who is 9 years old.
Yeah.
Like that's not something that can just be like, hey, you gotta do this. Like, and then she's like, okay, sure. Like, this is like, no, yeah, he's absolutely allowed to be mad about
And
this.
imagine how your kid feels. Your kid's like, my mom forgot about me.
Right.
There are some relevant comments here. Let's go ahead and get into it. Not the a-hole. This is not a chore that she's blowing off. It's forgetting your own child. How could she not even notice the calls and texts from the coach? That's what I'm wondering about. Is something else going on with her? OP says, I'm not entirely sure how she missed all of the messages and phone calls. We haven't spoken much since the argument. I haven't noticed anything different with her, but I could be missing things. Commenter Sue says, OP, is her iPad hooked up to her iPhone? Because if it is, then your wife willfully ignored the messages and calls. Those things are shown on any Apple device hooked to the same accounts. Also, I would remove your wife from every emergency contact or add yourself with a note requiring they notify you both. OP says, I think the other replies are right. She has her iPad on silent. Still, I feel like she would have seen the notifications. Anyway, I texted the coach to add my number to the emergency contact list, so hopefully nothing like this will happen again. Commenter 3, is this real? She needs therapy if she's so addicted to a silly kids game with avatars that she's forgetting her own real child. This is a scary and serious event for your child, exactly. And okay, maybe losing track of time, but missing the calls and the texts too, that's insane. Not the a-hole, hope your kid's okay. He probably felt so scared and abandoned. OP says, thanks for your concern. I'm planning on talking to her tomorrow morning because we'll have had a good day to cool off and think about it. I talked to my son in the car after the original event and he seemed okay from my perspective. Obviously a little afraid and confused, but nothing that should impact him in the long run. I'll continue to be checking up on him and making sure though. OP comment 4, OP, it could be worth getting one of those phones that can only dial certain numbers for your son and change the emergency contacts to yourself and another trustworthy adult within acceptable distance from your area, just till she proves herself and stays off the game. OP says, good idea. Might look into a flip phone or something similar. I just don't want to give him free reign on the internet so young, so this will probably be a good solution. Commenter 5, I'm not the a-hole, but I have questions. Does your wife work? What time does she get home? How does your kid get home when he doesn't have practice? How many kids do you have? Jeez, that's a lot of questions. Who normally makes dinner and when do you all eat? I'm struggling to understand how this happened. OP says she works part-time, usually gets home around 2. We only have one kid. He gets home on the school bus when there's no practice. She, in the past, has been the one in charge of cooking and food, but recently I've started to do this because of the events in the post. We're usually eating around 6:30, and there is an update.
We're going to get back to the story, but Sam, you have a copious amount of something.
What, John?
X's.
I have like 4 or 5 or 6.
I heard of 6 with a 0
All
behind
right,
it.
that 60 number, comes from somewhere else.
Where does that come from?
It comes from our OK Storytime membership.
Yeah, that's freaking right. We have 60 plus hours of exclusive live streams on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
It's only $5 a month, so go to the link in our description, youtube.com/OKOP show/join.
Join a club almost as exclusive as Sam's X is. Well, let's get back to the story.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for all your advice on my previous post. So I decided to have a conversation with my wife the day after I made the post about the time spent on video games. We talked for a while and I tried to bring up important things people talked about in the comments. I saw a lot of people suggesting that I completely block and delete Roblox from her devices, and I brought that up. Obviously, she didn't take that well. I told her it's completely unacceptable what she has been doing and there needs to be at least a time limit set on her device. I can't control her, but I made it clear it's a very important thing to me and it would damage our relationship if she said no. After I said this, she agreed to the time limits. Another thing I saw a lot in the comments was concern for my wife's mental health. I appreciate people's insight into this because it's something I don't really have a lot of experience in. I asked her if she would consider seeing a therapist and she said she would think about it. People were also concerned about how my son is feeling after all this. I didn't realize that it was something that may have an impact on him. I had a conversation with him and made sure he understood his mom and I love and care for him. Nothing like this would ever happen again. But if you want to listen to full episodes with stories like this again and again and again, all you have to do is go to Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts from and search OK Storytime.
Just if you're listening, just remember to pick up your kids. You could pause us for that. That's okay.
Yeah, you can take us with you. We're mobile. Like
There
you
you
can just
go.
put us in your ears and
So right.
yeah, you don't have to dress to impress us. We take you as you are.
Oh yeah.
And there is a little bit left in the story here, but I think we've kind of already hit everything. Let's go ahead and dive right in.
Let's do it.
I have also ordered him a cheap flip phone so he wouldn't be completely stranded alone if these events did end up repeating. If there's anything I should do or could do differently regarding my son, please let me know because I don't exactly know how to navigate the situation. Really quickly on the cell phone bit, it's like,
Yeah.
I remember I had one like that. Like
Like a flip phone?
it wasn't a flip phone. It's like literally a phone designed like for kids where it's like
Oh.
you can only call numbers that are saved in the phone book and you can only receive calls from those numbers.
Oh wow.
It was called a Firefly. I don't
that's
know.
Cool.
It was like
think
it
I've
looked
heard
like
of
a
that.
little like it was like a little orange like oval phone.
Yeah.
And it was so cool.
Cute.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this thing is so cool.
Dude, I work with like a lot of 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds, 10-year-olds, iPhones all over the
Yeah,
place. It's
that-
wild.
that
It's
is
wild.
I would not. I completely understand
Yeah.
not wanting to give your kid an iPhone,
Yeah.
but
'Cause I get safety, but like
Yeah.
having a phone like that is actually like I don't know why I didn't even think of that, but
Yeah.
that's very smart.
Yeah.
Very different.
there are, and there should, if there were phones like that before, there should still be phones like that now, I'm sure. I don't want to be too harsh on my wife. We love each other, and it's been made more clear after our talk that this should not be marriage ending or cause any lasting damage. And I agree with that.
Mhm.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
To consider ending your marriage over dress to impress is wild.
Right.
It's just a conversation, and it's like, why is our behavior the way it is right now?
Yeah.
Do we see that we need to make changes?
Exactly.
If anyone has any further advice or thoughts, I'll be happy to read it. Thank you. We do have some comments. From my experience, it can be quite hard to quit in a behavior like this, so she needs to be really committed and willing to try and fail quite a few times before really getting into a new groove. I personally can't just do something a little bit or have timers. I just have to quit it altogether before the compulsion or obsession disappears. The other things to watch for is switching. So she drops the Roblox but starts playing Candy Crush or drinking, etc. If you're looking for some more information on it, Gabor Mate is a good beginning, and his addiction was classical music rather than substance. Another resource you might like is Johan Hari, Stolen Focus, How Big Tech Deliberately Designed Software Devices to Be Dopamine-Driven and Addictive. If you guys can stick with it and persist in pushing through the other side, what she might experience is a period of boredom, frustration, or irritability, and then gradually start to feel more normal and enjoy life again. Hope you all do well. And there's another comment here, another point. You don't have to be harsh on your wife, but you should be firm. I like the concept of responsible compassion. You love the person, you sit with their feelings, but they're still held accountable for their behavior and choices. When they fail, you're there, but you expect them to try again, and you hold reasonable boundaries. Commenter 3 says, OP, it's really good that you talked and that she seems to have heard you. My question is, does she work outside the home? If she does, she has a part-time job. Perhaps having a job would help her not be so obsessed. Even a part-time job that gets her out of the house or around people, maybe that would help a lot. Perhaps being home alone so much made it too easy to get too involved in gaming. As to your son, if she hasn't grasped how serious that was, she really should get some treatment. What she did could have caused long-term trauma to him, abandonment issues, and feelings that his mom doesn't want him around. Not saying he feels this way, but he could. You did great by talking to him and reassuring him, but did she? That is the end of that story there.
Listen, you could be a anything. And phones and games are very highly at risk
Yes.
for that kind of stuff.
Big old dopamine generators right there.
Oh, yeah.
But that is the end of that story. We are going to get into the next one.
My husband is being too nice to his pregnant coworker. It's making me uncomfortable.
I guess, fellas, we can't be nice to pregnant ladies anymore. Sorry, you're going to have to put that on the ick list.
My husband has worked with Kelsey for the last 2 years, and I never thought anything about their relationship was strange until now. For the past 5 months, the amount of time that has lapsed since my husband found out that Kelsey was pregnant, he has gone out of his way to support her in a way that makes me uncomfortable. By the way, this comes from Co-Work Dilemma, and if you want to submit your own stories, just go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. So I might be able to understand his actions if they weren't so extreme, but they mostly strike me as downright strange and out of character for him. For one, when he found out she was pregnant, he came to me and asked if he could give her $1,000 to help her with some of her expenses. He said that Kelsey's baby father was out of the picture and she was struggling. I don't know Kelsey personally, but I can sympathize with her situation. I agreed to let him write her a check for $250. I did think this was odd though, because my husband has never been that charitable. I've never known him to be the type of person that goes out of his way to help a coworker or a stranger, but whatever. A few weeks later, my husband came to me and asked again if we could maybe help Kelsey out. This time, he wanted to buy a pram for Kelsey. The one he had picked out was quite expensive, so I wasn't comfortable with just giving him the okay. We spent about a week discussing it before we finally agreed to purchase a cheaper one for her. This came after he asked her if the second one would be okay. I took this opportunity to ask him how much more money he wanted to spend on Kelsey and her baby. We had already spent $500 on them at this point, and I was starting to get concerned. We had a fight about this where he accused me of being selfish. He said that he was trying to do a good deed for someone and that he thought that I would be happy to support a young mother-to-be like Kelsey and her baby. I did feel a little guilty afterwards, so I backed off. Fast forward to last week. I found out after the fact that my husband had bought a $150 gift card to Babies R Us for Kelsey as a Christmas present. We had another fight about how much money he's spending on her and her baby, and again, he accused me of being stingy. I asked him how much more he had planned to spend, and he told me that he didn't know. I asked him if he could see how the situation could make me uncomfortable and how it might lead me to think that something was going on between them. He said that he was disappointed that I would think his good deed was anything other than him trying to help a coworker. He has been giving me the silent treatment since that fight and making passive-aggressive comments, which is frustrating. I can't get him to understand that my concerns are legitimate. Besides, it's not like we have the ability to keep spending this kind of money on Kelsey. In addition to spending money, my husband also has spent a lot of time helping Kelsey in other ways. He's spent time fixing up things around her apartment before the baby comes and doing other odd jobs for her. All of this makes me extremely uncomfortable, but anytime I bring it up, he accuses me of trying to stop him from helping someone in need of assistance or being greedy. He won't acknowledge what I think is very worrisome behavior. At this point, I wonder what I'm supposed to do. I think he really is trying to do a good deed, but part of me worries that something else is happening. I don't want to believe that he would cheat on me. He's never given me a reason to suspect this, but I can't help but wonder sometimes, especially when he's gone with Kelsey to her OBGYN appointment on 2 occasions, though he claimed it was because she needed a ride. Does he have a point? Am I being selfish for hassling him over helping Kelsey? How should I try to get him to understand that his behavior is making me uncomfortable? I'm not sure how I should handle this situation. Nothing seems to be working. There are some comments. Comment number 1 says, sounds like she's pregnant with his child, TBH.
Oof.
Woo.
Yeah, sorry. I promise I didn't write that. That wasn't me.
I believe you. I mean, honestly, this is a very possible outcome.
You're either doing the worst thing ever or you're being absolute sweetie pie to the point where it's making people suspicious of you.
Yeah. OP responded to that. It does seem like that could be true. Only thing is he's never given me a reason to suspect him of cheating. No late nights at work, no business trips, no other odd behavior. And another response to that says, but if they work together, it seems pretty easy. I had a fleeting thought about this when I read your post, but then I got to the part where he went to her OBGYN appointments and WTF. Exactly. The comment continues, there is no doubt in my mind. Why would a man go to someone's OBGYN appointments with them if this were the case? I'm sorry you're dealing with this. You really need to ask him point blank. Another response says, I think that if he was chipping in with a few other colleagues, there you go, to purchase her gifts, then it's all understandable. But that isn't the case at all. But you said he goes over to her apartment fixing things and also odd jobs. When he first said that he's going over to her apartment, didn't you find this odd? That is spending time away from you. I guess I don't understand why this didn't cause a problem or a red flag. Does he normally go over to other coworkers' homes and fix things for them? Another comment says, does Kelsey even know you exist? She's definitely pregnant with your husband's child. The only questions are, has he been lying to her about his marital status? And are you going to make him truthful when he tells women 10 plus years younger than him he's single? OP responded, I don't know. I always assumed she knew I existed. And we do have an update. So,
John, you've been dancing a lot.
I'm going to give you a live demonstration and you're going to see it too.
Show me those hips. Oh, damn. That is a good move. But you know what is also an amazing move?
What is that, Sam?
Becoming an OK Storytime member.
Yeah, that's freaking right. We have 60 plus hours of exclusive live streams on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
And it's only $5 a month. So go to the link in our description, youtube.com/OKOP show/join.
Well, let's get back to the story.
since many of you asked for an update and you were kind enough to offer advice, I've decided to give one. The first thing I did after making my initial post was to confront my husband directly again. I asked him point blank if he was so involved with Kelsey's pregnancy because he was the father of her child. He denied it.
Okay, so I will say, pro tip right here, okay?
Yeah.
A lot of times you gotta make them squirm. You gotta
Yeah.
make them not know that you know, or that you think you know. So you gotta be like, I know. And he
Be
goes,
like,
you know what?
What?
I know.
Yeah.
And then you just wait.
And he's like,
And if he's like, and if he's straight up like, okay, like what?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
That I didn't do the laundry?
Right,
yesterday or
exactly.
something?
Like if
Yeah.
it's like incredulous, like okay, like
Yeah.
then I would. But if he immediately starts sweating, like no, you know what? What do you know? Then you know
Right.
something is off.
Right. Absolutely. I then asked him to introduce me to Kelsey since he had given her money that belonged to the both of us. When I mentioned this, he got very defensive and accused me of being insecure. I responded by saying that I at least had the right to know the person I was helping and that he shouldn't have a problem with me meeting Kelsey if nothing was going on between them. He then told me that he wasn't going to introduce us and that I needed to work on my jealousy issues.
That's
Oh my
weird.
God,
Red
that
flag
is
there.
Super weird. That is super weird that she is helping this person. Like again, if it was like an actual friend, she would know, and
Right.
she would probably be friends with them too.
Yes.
Yeah,
And if this really is like joint finances that are being shared here,
big problem.
I guess in my head I'm like they're making like $10 million a year or something.
Yeah,
I don't
but-
know. It's like, but I'm sure that's. I mean,
No.
maybe that could have just also been OP being like, I mean, we're not going to give her money for the rest of her life,
yeah.
which is like, I don't know.
Yeah,
the-
it could go
the-
either way.
So far, the last big question mark for me is the finances.
Like,
It's
how
like,
much money are you?
can you actually afford doing this?
Yeah.
Because
But-
that would make more sense.
Honestly, though, even if they could, she still has the right to know who she's helping
course.
out, and know who she's spending money on.
I'm at 98% sure that there are very bad shenanigans going on here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he is not. Yeah, not good.
I decided to contact Kelsey the next day. Whoa.
Ooh.
I found her, or at least the woman I thought was her, through a mutual friend's Facebook page. I sent her a message telling her who I was. I explained to her why I was concerned about her relationship with my husband and requested that she please let me know if she was having my husband's baby. She sent me a very nasty message back. I will spare you many of the details. But the basic gist was that I was old and unattractive and unable to satisfy my husband, so he found someone better,
oh.
i.e. Kelsey. Among other things, she claimed that the baby was my husband's and that he was planning to leave me, but felt sorry for me and couldn't bring himself to do it. Whoa. Okay, whoa. When she said nasty message, I was expecting like a very defensive nasty message.
Yeah, me too.
But this is crazy.
That's pretty so the 2% of doubt I had left is gone. It's 100%. It's 1,000%.
Yeah, it's much worse that she knows about it and she's also against OP too. Like she's not like, oh my gosh, I had no idea he was even married. She's like, yeah, and I'm hotter and younger and he's gonna come over with me and our baby.
She literally just dunked on her heart. She's like, you're an old stupid idiot. Your husband hates you, but he also feels sorry for you because you're so pitiful.
Right.
And he can't bring himself to leave you.
Worst case scenario happening right now.
Ugh.
She ended the message by telling me that I should let him go so that they could be together. It hurt a lot to read that message. It still hurts me to think about it.
Yeah, God.
I confronted my husband that same night, showed him the message. He got really quiet and admitted that she was telling the truth, but denied telling her all of the horrible things that she said about me. He said getting her pregnant, was a mistake, and he was only trying to do the right thing by her and the baby.
Liar.
He denied that they were still sleeping together and said that he wanted to stay with me and have a baby with me.
Oh.
I have no idea if either of these things are true. By the way, what I know is true is that we have full episodes, stories just like this one on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, your favorite podcast app. Just search OK Storytime. That's all you gotta do.
Bing, bang, boom. That's all you got to do. No, this guy is trash, and you can't believe him because he's a dirty liar.
Yeah.
And he got caught and then goes, actually, I got confused, and it was you I meant to have the baby with, and not my...
wrong person. My bad.
Sorry, yeah.
Wrong number. Yeah, but there is a little bit more to the story. I'm not sure what I'm going to do.
Leave him.
Everything has happened so fast. A couple of days have passed now, and I'm still thinking things over.
Leave him.
He wants us to go to counseling to try to work through this, but I don't think I'm interested in working on our marriage.
Yeah, leave him.
It would be hard for me to get past this if he had cheated, but the fact that he may be having a child with this woman makes it harder.
There's no may. She's pregnant. Leave him.
If I stay with him, she's always going to be in our lives. I have thought about waiting until we can do a paternity test to make a final decision, but I don't know if I want to do that either. It may be easier if I just make the change now. I've started looking for divorce attorneys. Most of my family and friends have told me that I need to get out of this marriage, and each day I get closer to making that move. I just need a bit more time before I'm ready to make that decision, and that is it. Woo! Dang.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Listen, obviously the dad is in the wrong. I do agree. It is good that he is at least not leaving this woman all alone with this baby. You know what I mean? Like at the very, very least, it's nice that he's like, gonna support her and like show up for the baby. But obviously this is the complete wrong way to go about it.
Entirely,
If you want to do the right thing, part of that is admitting to your mistake and like ending your relationship with your marriage or telling her up front or something like that.
Yeah. It's not like, maybe I can like live a lie for the rest of my life and have the best of both worlds. It's like, you have to own up to what you did and be like, I've made a terrible mistake. You're probably going to leave me.
Yeah, that's the end of the story.
I caught my wife's friends talking about her affair partner in a group chat, so I punted her out.
Goal.
Yeah. That's a field goal. Background. My wife is an avid skier. She tries to ski every chance she gets, which is often multiple times a week. I'm very supportive of this, and it seems like a good way for her to relieve stress and generally makes her happier. By the way, this comes from Skiing Wife Throwaway, and if you want to submit your own stories, go do it at the r/OKStorytime subreddit. She's made multiple close friendships through this hobby, male and female. And some weekends, they take ski trips to resorts out of town. I ski sometimes, but I'm not an enthusiast, and this group wants to tackle a lot of challenging runs that I'm not capable of at my current skill level. Also, in the off-season, they do other activities to maintain their fitness. None of this has ever been a problem until recently. A few months ago, my wife went trail running with a guy, 45 male, named Josh, who was new to the group. I didn't know she was going alone until after she came back. I found that a little unusual since she usually goes with a couple of her girlfriends and maybe one other guy. Also, she had never really done this activity before. The next thing that happened I thought was unusual was when she had the vid and was isolating from me. She wanted to watch a movie on Amazon Prime, and I told her to bring me her laptop so I could take care of the two-factor authentication stuff. When I was using her laptop, she seemed cagey and agitated and was hovering a little too close to me, considering we were supposed to be isolating. At this time, I noticed she was looking at a love horoscope for her sign and Josh in one of her recently closed tabs. That didn't sit right with me, and I was stewing about it. My wife noticed and asked why I was upset, so I confronted her. She told me the horoscope thing was just a curiosity and that she looks it up for other people as well. I find this hard to believe. She offered me her phone to look through her messages, and I went through them. There were a lot of messages for a chain text that started only a couple of months ago, probably more than we exchanged in the same period. Mostly her sending him memes and friendly back and forth. To me, it seemed excessive, and it looked like she was going out of her way to keep a conversation going with Josh. There was also a provocative exchange that she made that went something like this. Josh, I would do bad things for some lasagna. Wife?
Oh, like what?
Josh, I don't know, like steal it? Wife?
That's not what I was thinking. That's what I get when my mind is in the gutter.
Josh, an emoji, I'm not sure what it is. Josh sent an emoji. To me, this looks like an unsuccessful attempt by her to escalate the conversation, but Josh, to his credit, doesn't bite. When I saw this, I pointed it out, and she took blame for it and said she shouldn't have sent that. I'm shaking and very upset by all of this. My wife claims he's just one of the girls, and she isn't attracted to him because he's short and he's just a good friend. All of this reminded me of an emotional affair / spicy texting situation that I went through with my wife 10 years ago. We've been married for 20. We got through that, and I was hoping it was behind us. In response to this, I set up 2 boundaries. No more one-on-one events with Josh, and avoid the one-on-one texting. There's not usually a reason to text one-on-one when the same type of content can be shared in a group text. The next week, she said 2 of her girlfriends canceled on an event, and she asked if it was okay if she went alone with Josh. I told her, obviously not, because that was a boundary I set, and she was annoyed with me for saying no. She met with her therapist, and her therapist largely agreed with my point of view. She seemed to be less annoyed with me after that. I have been off and on depressed about all of this, and during that, she would ask me if there was anything she could do. I just asked her to follow the boundaries I've set. Cut to this last week. I asked her to check in on the boundaries I set. She admitted to texting with Josh again, and I asked to see her phone. There was a gap in the texting, but there were 6 or 7 consecutive days again with a lot of texting. Again, it's just benign texting, but it just seems kind of unnecessary. I don't think you need 3 days around Christmas to text Merry Christmas and start a conversation. I don't think you need to tell your single guy friend good night in the evening. She says that she was just giving him a resource for some technical safety gear, and she started doing it again. I'm very upset again, and I tell her she was ignoring a clearly set boundary. I'm not sure how we get past this as a couple. I find it really disrespectful and hurtful that she ignored this boundary, especially when she saw what it was doing to me. I found it very cruel. I talked to her about blocking contact with this person and ending the friendship so that we could move on. Considering that she already violated a clearly set boundary, I felt the need to escalate. She seemed open to that initially, but was indignant about it later on. I've asked her to apologize for ignoring the boundary and disrespecting me, end the marriage, promise she won't do it again, and outline some steps to ensure it won't happen again. She seems to think I'm setting up an ultimatum on friendship, but I just want a path forward I can be comfortable with. She says she wasn't doing this to be cruel. She doesn't seem at all sorry to me. She says she has a deep connection with Josh, but again, they're just friends. The deep connection with Josh is so fishy to me.
Yeah.
I want some lasagna bad. Oh, what would you do for it? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. Steal, maybe?
Sorry, my mind's just in the gutter, I guess.
Like if it was
Like-
like he asked it as a question, like, is that the right one? Would I?
Yeah.
I guess I would steal the
I
lasagna.
guess. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, what
I
are-
wasn't, that was like a one-liner bit. I didn't want to continue that one. Like,
Yeah. She doesn't want to end the friendship because she says she'll be outside the core group of enthusiasts at the activities that they've set up. My position is that my wife is acting inappropriately and disregarding my feelings by ignoring the boundary. I believe my wife loves me, but I also think she has a crush on this guy and is kind of acting on it and downplaying it. Am I overreacting? Am I being unreasonable? What should I do? There's an update.
John, we're going to get back to the story, but I got to tell you, I've been loving these pearls that I got in Colombia.
You are a delicious beaded man now,
I do feel more confident at the very least, but I think these pearls pale in the amount of confidence an OK Storytime membership can get you.
That's right. You get 60 plus hours a month of exclusive live stream content. That's advice that'll make you the best version of yourself.
It's only $5 a month, so go to the link in our description, youtube.com/OKOP show/join.
Crack open that oyster and get the blues. But let's get back to the story.
Here's the funny part before the rest. I had her read the original post to show how it looked to everyone. Her palms started to get so sweaty, it left a stain on the laptop. She didn't have a lot to say about it except, wow, this is a lot to process. We set up a counseling appointment to work on things. The working solution we had was that she would tell me when they texted each other. My wife was following through with that, and I thanked her every time. I also told her if she slipped up in some way to just acknowledge it, not delete messages and all that. The counseling session was lame. The counselor seemed like he was on autopilot and just wanted to get to the Gottman books. We set up a couple of future appointments. She had a work trip coming up. We went skiing the day before, and I took her to the airport and kissed her goodbye. I texted her from time to time, and she would send pictures of the things she was seeing, but seemed a little unresponsive. I figured she was just busy with everything going on, or maybe she's busy with Lasagna Boy. She never called me or our daughter. She would say she was taking a bath at the end of the night. I picked her up from the airport and brought her home, and she seemed distant. I had to ask for a hug. She went skiing the next day. So things were feeling weird, and I checked the phone bill, and lo and behold, she called Josh for an hour one night, and then he called her 2 other nights for a couple of hours. I checked her Facebook. The messages from her friends were talking about how he tried to kiss her at some point, but they hadn't cut him out of the group in any way. Also, one of her friends told her to delete messages and call logs before coming home as I might check them. Ugh, these are all garbage people. Yeah, gross. Gross, gross. Just a bunch of dirty, stinky banana peel people. I put her stuff in garbage bags and told her off when she got home. I told her she was a cheater, and the guy was a cheater, and that they deserved each other. She didn't have much to say because she couldn't even come up with a bad lie. Filled her car up and left. I'm astonished at how morally bankrupt she is, and her friends are as well. I've met these people. They know who I am and that I'm a decent guy. I just can't imagine encouraging someone to hide immoral behavior. Truly. I asked her from the start of this mess if she wanted to exit the relationship, and she said she wanted to work things out. She saw how much pain it was causing me, and she kept doing it. You think you know people. I believe she was playing me and the guy off of each other, hinting to him that our relationship wasn't solid and maybe someday they could be a couple, while also trying to reconcile with me. She is a narcissist, and this was feeding her ego. And by the way, you can feed our ego by listening to full episodes of stories like this, although we're not narcissists. All you have to do is go to Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you get podcasts from and search OK Storytime. And you can have the time of your life listening to all the good advice in the world given goofily. And we do have a little bit of the story left. Honestly, I mean, are you on team? I mean, I'm on team divorce.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because it's like they've been together for 20 years. And I know that changes your relationship, and like, you know, obviously you're like more committed and stuff, but like, I don't know, I've just heard that like marriage is just like different in how you approach problems like this. Like, you're a little more, you've been together for so much longer, you're a little more committed to each other, so like it's possible for some of these things to be like overlooked again, or, you know, not overlooked, but just like worked through, I guess.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel like they're gonna come to a solution this way, you know. Like, it just doesn't, because he might not be the only one. Like, this could be, yeah, it was 10 years ago, the last one that we knew about, but maybe there was other stuff since then.
Yeah.
And this is the one time that he found out.
That's the problem, is it calls things like this call the entire relationship into question. It makes it like, how long have you been doing this? And then you go, oh, but has it never, this is the first time. And it's like, well, guess what? I can't trust you or believe you anymore because you've just been lying to me behind my back. Let's finish this story. The short term because I'm stressed and it's hurting my ability to sleep. Sorry if some of this doesn't make sense. I know I'll be better off in the long run, but it does right now, and that's true. It's pretty lame that she gets to shack up with this dirtbag, and I probably won't feel like dating for years. Anyway, once a cheater, always a cheater. Trust your gut. I should have told her to F off a long time ago. Hope I don't get destroyed in the divorce, and that is the end of that story.
Wow.
I have a feeling, unless you're in like one of those countries that I guess just doesn't see cheating as a impacting force in a divorce, like,
or it makes divorce very difficult or something like that.
You should probably get favorable treatment, I would hope.
Yeah.
But OP, you are going to be better off in the long run. You are going to be better off in the long run. That does bring us to the end of that story and the end of this episode.
Wow.
So if you love us, make sure you subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow.